All right, guys, welcome back to the Lucky Pierre's movie reviews. Tonight we got part 2 of our Video Vibes video store visit, and we watched the movies, and we're gonna review them. Check it out. So yeah, the premise was we picked each other's movies for us to review. Shaw picked Uncharted for me. Joe picked Robin B. Hood for Shaw. I picked Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder from Hell for Joe.
Good job.
Yeah, and we're gonna review them. So who wants to start?
You start.
I'll start. Okay. So yeah, I watched
Do not
Uncharted.
rate me, sir.
Buddy. All right, I'll start. I watched Uncharted. So if you watch the channel, if you know me, you know how I feel about the Uncharted movie. I thought it was terrible casting. I'm a huge fan of the franchise, the video game franchise. I thought the casting was just awful, and I refused to watch it for literally, what's it been, 2 years? Over 2 years now it's been out. And they picked it for me because they're a bunch of pricks, so I had to watch it, and here are my thoughts. So yeah, going into it, I already had some biases and whatnot. All of my preconceived notions happened to be true. It was terrible casting.
Whatever you rate it as, I'm going to add 2 to that.
I mean, I didn't believe Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. He didn't look like him. He didn't sound like him. Mark Wahlberg didn't look or sound like Sully. Trash casting. They each needed a decade on him at least. But they phoned it in, and I stand by that. The casting's atrocious. But they did need 2 huge stars to sell the movie. I get that. If they would have picked like lesser known stars, it wouldn't have done as well. I mean, I get that. And it was silly. It's for like the casual moviegoer. It's not for people, fans of the franchise and stuff like that. I thought the action sequences...
They almost never are. The video game movies are usually...
Yeah. The action sequences, there were 1 or 2 decent, but the CGI took me out of mostly all of them. Like, there's just heavy CGI in each of the action sequences.
Maybe I did watch it.
And,
it's very forgettable.
They didn't excite me as much as the video game action sequences were, like these big set piece moments and like incredible, man.
I did.
You did? What the?
I thought you would.
Yeah, what the? Yeah, of course you don't remember it. But yeah, it just didn't land for me, and also the dialogue is not nearly as witty or funny as in the video games.
No.
Not even close. Like the whole production just phoned it in. It's like they got the name. And we got Naughty Dog, and we got the name, we have the stars, and we're just gonna phone it all in.
When you said action scenes, I just remembered like the car falling out of the helicopter and him like climbing the crates, doing basically a Spider-Man sequence.
Yeah.
That's how I remembered that I saw the movie.
Yeah.
He was basically
Spider-Man.
in the movie. I swear to God, dude. And
Great casting.
there was no
I mean,
character depth. There was no character depth at all. And just unbelievability throughout. You know, it's like
Yeah, I mean, no one here is going to defend it. It's not great.
it's just so mid. You know how the kids say these days, mid.
Yeah.
It's just so mid. And I was actually generous with the rating. I gave it a 5 out of 10. And I could have easily given it a 4, 4, 5, probably 5. But
I mean, yeah, you can give it whatever you want.
I mean, I gave it that just because I'm a fan of treasure hunting and adventure and stuff like that. And it did have some neat locations and whatnot. And that's how I felt about it. Yeah,
That's fair.
I hear
Not what
you.
I expected.
exactly. Yeah, and that's what I expected going in. I was hoping to be pleasantly surprised.
It's fully dissociated.
Honestly,
pacific,
I half
sociopath.
expected you not to watch it and then just say the same thing you just said without even having seen it.
No, I
still
did
might be
watch
true,
it.
honestly.
I did watch it, but yeah, go ahead. What do you guys got? Who wants to-
I'll go if you want.
Go for it.
First thing I was like,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You watched
Robin B. Hood.
with starring Jackie Chan and a baby.
Yes. Yeah. First thing I said, a Weinstein Company production about a gambling addict. Sounds like a Joe pick.
With
Yeah,
Jackie
it
Chan.
was.
Joe's
baby.
heavy into gambling.
It's basically Jackie Chan's take on 3 men and a baby.
Or The Hangover.
No, because it's just about him and the baby, pretty much. Like, no, but
Yeah.
So, very beginning though, he catches the baby and it's ridiculous. Like, baby free falling, crazy, and Jackie Chan like fucking just catches the
Calls
baby.
it.
And
Cliffhanger style.
then the next 15 minutes is like an action comedy montage, just like bits and pieces, blah blah blah. With Jackie Chan, who then gets arrested / kidnapped by somebody he apparently went to grade school with.
Oh wow.
Like there's all the just like tons of different like locations, tons of stuff going on, and then he just walks out of a building, and the guy he's like, "Hey, how have you been since grade school? Handcuffs. You're arrested."
That same old story.
Lots of stunt work, fight choreography as expected. It tries to be silly the whole time. There's like fighting. It's also supposed to be funny,
Oh, really?
which I mean, I guess that's like
That's a lot of Jackie Chan
yeah.
movies. Yeah.
But the choreography was pretty impressive. Then they're hired to kidnap the baby that he had rescued and then given back to the mom when he caught it.
Who's hired to kidnap?
Jackie Chan and then this other guy.
They're hired to kidnap the
Yes,
baby.
Jackie Chan is hired to kidnap the
What
baby.
with the baby? Hold the ransom?
In under the guy who is like telling them to kidnap it, he's like, "Oh, where you're returning the baby to its real grandfather." So they're just like, "Oh, yeah, you'll pay our gambling debts? Sick, we're in."
Oh, so they didn't, there's like a no questions asked type deal.
Yeah, well, no, like Jackie Chan barely asks questions.
Ah.
Then it's like a whole long movie about two gambling addicts playing My Two Dads to a kidnapped baby. Like it's just weird comedy. These two guys acting like they're the mom and dad of this baby for a long
That's
time.
weird.
And then there's a big fight in a trampoline park, a car chase and
That
traffic
sounds
chaos with a baby in a stroller.
Oh, wow.
During the car chase, it's just a
Trampoline
baby
park
in a
fight is
stroller.
pretty sweet.
So is this movie in English or is this subtitled?
Oh, it's subtitled.
That was it.
Then a cop trying to commandeer a child's bicycle, and the kid just goes, "You're nuts," and rides his bike off. That's one of the best parts.
Yeah, today you get shot.
Yeah. Then there's a weird sentimental emotional scene where Jackie Chan's family like pay off his debts. Then he sees his dad who's like fucked up from a stroke,
Yeah.
and the baby, Jackie Chan is with the baby like grabs the old man's thumb, and it's supposed to be like, "Oh, how sweet."
Yeah.
And then Jackie Chan runs away crying.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the end of the movie?
The scene.
That's the scene.
I said Joe would have only concentrated on the sister in the background of that scene.
Why? Is she good looking or something?
She's all right, but she's Asian.
So what happened with the baby? Is he
Oh, it's
staying
still
with the
going.
dad now?
No, it's just with Jackie Chan the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Then you'll never guess. Jackie Chan turns hero and saves the baby again,
Of course.
which involves more ridiculous catches of a baby in free fall. Some of which it is very clear that it is a doll.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But I mean, like,
They're not gonna use a real
well, no, but I
baby.
mean, like, they didn't even try to CGI like that. It wasn't just straight up a doll.
Yeah.
That makes it that much better sometimes, honestly.
That-
CGI.
Which
It's like a
puts the
90s.
baby in a free fall during a chase/escape on a roller coaster track. Then he trades the baby to save the other guy.
Oh, wow.
Who'd you trade the baby to?
The people that are trying to get the baby back from him.
Okay.
So he,
Yeah.
he doesn't have any attachment to the baby.
It's very loose.
Okay.
Then there's another big fight scene that's all over the place that includes gym equipment, a folding futon as a defense, the baby being put on ice with a corpse, unexplained. Old school big screen TV, one of those rolling library ladders, riding a punching bag like a wrecking ball, keyboards and a drum kit, a giant rubber band gun, an ATV, and just so much more. And then it followed by lots of crying about the frozen baby. Like, because the baby was put on ice with this corpse, and then everybody's crying about it.
It died?
No, they just
Oh, I was going to say.
froze it.
That'd be
They
sad.
froze it. Okay, we're getting there. So then,
We're getting there. Does it die?
revving the frozen baby by reviving the baby by hooking it up to jumper cables.
They did not hook the baby up to jumper cable.
He hooks it up to a vehicle, and he hooks the jumper cables up to himself to filter out how strong the electricity is, and
touches the
touches the
baby.
baby.
It revives it?
Revives the baby.
Baby's dead for a moment.
Yeah, the baby is frozen. He's just frozen. They put him on ice. Baby's
I
frozen.
knew this
Then
was gonna
Jackie
roll.
Chan puts the jumper cables on himself
amazing.
and goes like,
I want to watch
wakes up
this
the
movie
baby.
now.
And then chasing the ambulance on foot, just yelling, "Baby, baby, baby, baby."
In English?
Yeah, or no, it's probably in Japanese, Chinese. Then it time jump to everybody in prison, giving a heartfelt speech before being blindfolded for execution. And then it tells you that it's a reenactment. They're not actually being executed. They're reenacting a previous execution for like people that are visiting the prison. Then everybody is like so cheerful, and the dad still stroked out though. And
I think
then,
it's just going to get better?
well, I mean, they time jumped. And then the baby comes in smiling as a surprise visitor. The parents just bring the baby to visit the men who kidnapped them in prison. Then they're promised jobs by the baby's family when they get released from prison for kidnapping the baby.
Promised jobs.
Yeah, like the family's like, oh, you can be the driver, you'll be this, you'll be our chauffeur, and just offers all the criminals jobs once they get released.
Yeah.
And
We're doing
then,
that job for them?
just because, who knows? Because he revived the baby by jumper cabling himself doesn't make
now
sense.
they're all on good terms.
I guess.
Put it on his nipples or something?
And he did not put no nipples.
I got a question though. Why is it called Robin B. Hood?
He's saving the baby.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. From the rich to the poor.
Then, but then there are bloopers.
Baby
Doesn't matter.
Hood?
Yeah. Then there are bloopers of Jackie Chan getting injured during the credits, which is pretty cool.
Always, yeah.
There's
Jack Chan
always
movies.
that. Yeah, that's like a.
And then,
that's
so
like
my
his movie.
tagline for the review was "Some hoot, mostly toot." I give it 5 out of 10.
5
I
out
love
of
it.
10's pretty decent.
Pretty solid, yeah. It's Jackie Chan though.
Yeah,
You're
But
like 4.5.
if it was just the stuff I talked about all in one movie, but there was like it was long.
Oh.
It was over 2 hours long.
Was it?
Yes,
That's crazy.
and that's what I watched.
So it was good. What was the best part about the movie though? Probably the fight choreography. Because Jackie Chan is actually really good martial
That
arts.
huge fight where it listed all the crazy stuff they used.
Yeah,
That was pretty.
That was
crazy.
all in one fight.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
just in one
That's
fight, like a rich
parade
guy's
style.
house, and it's just all.
I don't
Of
think
it.
it kept you entertained. It was
But
on
also,
the whole time.
with the rubber band gun, it's like one of those machine guns that shoots rubber bands, and he's straight up shooting rubber bands at the bad guy, and then just takes it and smashes it over the guy. after unloading the rubber
I love
bands.
that in movies when they're out of ammo and they use the gun
Just
as
like a South
melee.
Park
But I mean, it was rubber bands, so the ammo wasn't causing damage at all.
All right, let's get to Joe's bloody muscle bodybuilder from hell.
Yeah, I thought for sure mine would be the craziest, but that sounds like the craziest
Let's
thing.
hear about this. I'm curious about this one.
Well, the plot is trapped inside a haunted house. A bodybuilder must save himself from a gruesome ghost hell-bent on revenge. And I don't know why bodybuilder's even in there, because the dude lifted weights like one time in the movie. He literally was not jacked.
Well, isn't he Asian?
Yes.
Their jacked is different from our jacked, you know?
You could be onto something, yeah. But he literally lifted like 4 weights and was like, just like flexed and was like, went to the house.
Yeah.
But it was actually a lot better and a lot more fun than I expected.
Really?
Yeah, it was only 1 hour and 2 minutes long. So, I mean,
Sick.
I was like the production quality.
actually pretty fun.
Was it?
It's just like Evil Dead, but just Asian, with just madness happening nonstop.
Lots of gore.
Lots of gore. There was a head on a foot at one point running around, like a head on a foot. Just jumping around, like laughing maniacally.
Honestly, I have wanted to see this movie for a while.
It was actually quite fun. I recommend
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The first 15 minutes, I was like, this is gonna be rough, but then it picks up pretty quick. And short and sweet.
Yeah.
And he does say groovy, which is weird coming from anyone but Ash.
Yeah.
For an Asian to say
So
groovy,
you think they purposefully made it like
Oh, well,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a straight ripoff. And just,
What was
didn't-
like your favorite part about it?
I mean, the head on the foot was for sure.
Yeah, that
on the peak. I gave it a 6.5 just because it was
6.5.
fun.
That's the best out of our rentals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I might have to watch this movie.
I recommend it.
Seriously, it sounds pretty good.
For an hour,
Yeah.
and you want to see some madness like Evil Dead.
An hour is a long short film, basically.
Yeah.
The bloody muscle bodybuilder from hell.
Let me look up how long this Robin B. Hood was.
Yeah, Sean might be lying.
said over 2 hours.
Over 2 hours.
Did it just feel like over 2 hours?
Yeah.
Robin B. Hood. 126 minutes, 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Wow.
That's a long one.
So yeah, 6.5. You're welcome. I mean,
You're welcome.
I knew when you picked it, I was like, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I was nice to you, and you guys picked Uncharted for me.
Joe said if I didn't pick Uncharted, we weren't friends anymore.
That's crazy.
You had to get out of the way. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid.
That's crazy. But yeah, all right, guys, that's our video vibes movie rental reviews, and we might do that again in the future. So stay tuned.